Let's talk about your life's motto or your life's slogan. Mine is to ignite the spiritual awakening and spiritual growth of individuals through my words and experiences. What's your motto? Let's talk about it. So, in previous videos, I talked about finding what your purpose is. The problem with people understanding what their purpose is that we shoot too low. We need to aim high when it comes to our life and our contributions to everybody in the world, right? You need to be able to understand how your knowledge, how your skills, how your abilities can impact those around you on a large scale. The problem is a lot of people undersell their value. It's kind of like we're so used to being us, we don't think we're a big deal. Let's say you're going to a department store and you want to find a new fragrance. So you start testing different fragrances. After a while, your nose can't smell a difference. That's why they have those little canisters of coffee beans to kind of clear your nose so you won't have nose blindness, right? Everything starts to smell the same. So you do that so you keep your scent fresh so you can smell the differences and the nuances in a different fragrance. Well, we need to do the same thing as individuals because we live in our own heads. We know our experiences. We know what we think. We know our skills, our abilities. The problem is other people don't know those things. Something that's common knowledge to you is not common knowledge to other people. You have a story to tell. You have experiences that others can learn from. You have knowledge. You have skills that the world can benefit from. But you undersell yourself. You undervalue your own experiences. And quite frankly, the people who had the worst lives, the worst growing up experiences, have the best stories to tell. Because if you went through all of those things and you're still here today, you're still walking around and breathing, you're still walking around here and surviving, you have a story to tell. People need to hear it. Healing comes when people can hear stories that resonate with them. So somebody who is in Europe or in Asia or in Africa can identify with your story. People all over the world can identify with it. But you have to be confident enough to understand that your skills, knowledge, experience, and the words that you speak to people are healing words. And that's what I found out is that I was in the same boat. I always undersold my value add to everyone else. Until a few weeks ago, I had this experience, my own spiritual awakening, where I realized that my purpose on this world, my purpose on this earth is to help others and to help others heal through my own experiences, through my own words, the things that I have to say that resonates with them. A lot of people have been where I am, but people need to talk about it. Think about successful people versus people who aren't, quote unquote, as successful. There's not a big difference. There's one major difference between rich people and people who aren't rich. And that is the rich people were able to take the risk. They were willing to take a risk. They're willing to execute. I've heard so many people with so many great ideas, but they never do anything with them. I'm like, yeah, that is $1 million idea, and they don't do anything with it. Rich people aren't afraid to fail. Rich people aren't afraid to execute because at the end of the day, a lot of times we take things too seriously. Yeah, life is important, but we take it too seriously. I heard an old quote that said, don't take life too seriously. You're not going to get out of it alive anyway. That is a great statement if you really think about it. Don't take things too seriously. What's the worst can happen? What's the worst that can happen? Well, I can not make money from it. Okay. And you get a cheaper place. You get on a budget. You get a cheaper car. Doesn't matter, right? You're still living. If you're living, you have a chance. You have an opportunity to make an impact. You have an opportunity to bounce back. Aim high. Your goals, your achievements should be high. If you can achieve it, your goal is not high enough. If you know that you can achieve it, your goal isn't high enough. You're not aiming high enough. Your goals should be Your goals should make you scared. When you write them down, you should be scared because that's when you know you really got to stretch. Because if you can do it, why make it a goal? You're not going to get any better. You're not going to stretch yourself. So when it comes to your passion, when it comes to looking at your contributions to the world, and all of you have skills, knowledge, and abilities that can impact the world, you just don't believe it. The reason for this video is to get you to understand you do have those skills, you do have that knowledge, you do have the ability to impact the world once you find out what your purpose is. I don't care what it is. Some people's purpose is to create computers, right? What did Bill Gates do? Some people are here to build electric cars. Some people are here to be motivational speakers. Some people are here to be teachers. Some people are here to be accountants. But what can you do with that skill that helps a mass amount of people? That's the question. Because you're not here to work for 40 years, retire in a retirement home, and die. And when I say work for someone else, slaving away, making a minimal impact. That's not why you're here. You're here to make an impact on a global scale. That's the first step you have to understand. That's why you're here. I know my goal is that I need to impact the world. I know I was born with certain skills. I know I have experiences. I know I'm good at certain things. I know I've gotten better at certain things throughout my life, throughout my experiences. I learn from my experiences. I learn from others. I'm wiser. Now take those things, put them together. And what can you do on a global scale, on a large scale? Now, you don't have to start on a global scale. You start on a small scale. What can you start in your home? What can you start in your school? What can you start in your community? What can you start in your state? And what can you start in your country? What can you start in the world? These days, the world is smaller than ever with technology. We have phones that you could be in a jungle somewhere, get on a phone and have a TikTok, have an Instagram, and reach everybody in the world potentially. So we don't have any excuses now. You can reach everybody. So is that start a YouTube channel? Is that to post on your Instagram? Is that to create a TikTok? Do something because you have a skill that you can teach to others, or you can have healing words and healing experiences to talk about the tough times that you went through and how you persevered and how you came out. Nothing is a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that you're watching this video. There are no coincidences, only confirmations. That's what you have to understand. There is no happenstance in this world. So many things are aligned. We're all connected, and we all have to help each other. We're here to love each other. We're here to help each other make our imprint on this world, make it a better place for us, our kids, and everybody else who comes after us. So we have to find that model. So what is your model? What do you want to do? Again, mine is to ignite the spiritual awakening and spiritual growth of others. That's number one, right? That's the what. That's what I want to do. How am I going to do those things? I'm going to do those things through my words and sharing of experiences, right? And that's going to help heal others. So the what and how is your motto. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? What skills, attributes, abilities, knowledge, experiences are you going to use in order to accomplish the what? So that's what you need to figure out, the what and the how. But more than that, you have to do it. You have to execute. Some of you might be like me. I'm very analytical. I need to plan out everything step by step. I need to have 50 steps planned out, ironed out, fleshed out, ready to go before I take my first step, before I jump into step one. Don't do that. I learned not to do that. The whole plan doesn't have to be baked. God is going to help you. The universe is going to help you, whatever you believe in. It's going to help you to achieve your goals. You just have to set that intent of what you want to accomplish and then do it. Start working towards it. Have 2 steps. Have 1 step that you can start today. Start that and then proceed. You'll figure it out along the way. Remember, 80% of this is starting. Just start. You'll meet people. You'll learn new things. You'll find resources because you'll be in that space. You're in that mind frame. So everything's going to come together for you. You just have to get started. So don't forget that. First, find out what your motto or your life slogan is, what you want to do, and how you're going to do it, and then start.